Back to the Basics with Big Dave, Alabama's voice for canning, homesteading, and self-reliant living.
The lights might go out, but we don't. This is your guide, your neighbor in the know, your host, Big Dave. Back to the basics.
Back to the Basics with Big Dave. Man, I got my buddy Captain Ken with me this week.
How are you doing, Big Dave? How you doing?
Good. I am good. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for holidays. Thank
I'm
you,
so
Lord.
glad to be home from the beach.
Well, I mean, I know you were at the beach, but
You were canning.
I was canning. Thank the Lord that I had a little bit of time to go and take a day off from the regular wind and grind of everything that we do. I mean, because a lot of people don't know this, and when you hear it on the radio and you hear it on the podcast, I work a regular job during the week. I do this
What?
on Thursday nights, and so that I can have it in for Saturday morning. But I'm constantly doing something like this past weekend. You sent a text or a picture of you at the beach. You just had
Yeah,
a
that was
picture of
my holiday.
that was
Yep.
your holiday, and I went Friday the 3rd, and I went and bought 3 baskets of pole beans, the beautiful green beans. Look at that. Aren't they beautiful? And I ended up with 13 pole beans.
How many of those you giving to me, by the way?
Wait. No, I'm not giving. Give me what got you here. Now shut up and listen to me about this. Uh, there was 3 of the small baskets, not the big baskets, the small baskets. And we ended up with me and my father-in-law and my wife sitting around the table snapping beans. You ever snapped beans before, Ken?
I have snapped them and pulled the strings out of them. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What do y'all call those strings?
Well, we call it's just them are string beans, but that's not
Okay.
what we had. We were snapping the green beans,
Okay.
and we ended up with had the smaller baskets. I ended up buying them and got 13 of them. And this jar right here cost me $1.90. It's $1.90. And now that's a little bit more than you would pay at the big guys, the Wally Worlds and
Yeah, but that's a lot bigger jar than a can of beans.
It's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger. But the funny part is that it's a little bit more than what you would pay at, where shopping is a pleasure and the Wally Worlds and stuff like that. Now, I ended up, I don't know what you call them. I call them flat green beans. A lot of people call them at the store when I buy them in a can, they're called Italian green beans. They're the flat kind.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, where you can see the bean inside of them.
Yeah, they're real flat when you break it down.
That's the kind my dad grew, because he said they would be better for stewing.
Yeah.
Than the regular green bean. Yeah.
I ended up with 19 jars of these at $1.84 a jar.
Now, let me ask you a question.
All right.
Does that $1.84 include the jar and the lid and the seal,
No,
or is that something you recycle except for the seal?
The jar I can use over and over and over again as long as you check the top
So
when
it's
you're
just the
canning it,
lid. So just
and
the
the
actual
lid.
lid. Go ahead.
The lid.
You have to replace those each time. So how much
You're
would you
let me
factor in your number?
wait a second. Wait a second. You're supposed to use a new one each time. There's a
Okay.
lot.
How do you reuse them?
Well, you just turn around and clean them and use them for the next one. Now, I
That's as
have
long
been.
as the little wax seal, is that what that is? A wax or rubber seal that's
It's
on the lid?
a rubber sealant inside,
So as
and
long as it's still good, you can reuse it. I got
correct,
you.
correct, and well, that is considered a rebel candy. That is not U.S.
That's
D.
not a health department approved way of doing it. That's a Big Dave way.
It's well, no, it's not Big Dave's way. It's just sometimes when I mean, I hate to say it, I run low on lids, and I don't want to run to the store, so I grab some older lids and I will use them. And sometimes they will seal, and sometimes they won't. Like I had 4
That's
of the
called recycling. Gotcha.
well, I had 4 of the flat ones, and I used all new lids on all of these. I had 4 that did not seal. So when they came out of the canner, I took them. I pulled the ring off. I pulled the lid off. I cleaned them all up. I put them right back into the canner and went for another 20 minutes. And when they
With the
came out,
now was that with the same lids or did you change the
yep,
lids?
same
Okay.
lids. I just cleaned them up, and I don't know if there was uh if sometimes I can pull them out sometimes too fast. You can open up your canner, and
Yeah.
if you don't let them sit there for 2 or 3 minutes, sometimes I will get all excited and I'll pull them out too quick, and
You get anxious. I got
I
you.
get very anxious, and I get very, very
Excited.
much. I get excited because I want to hear that little pop, pop,
So
pop, pop. In fact, hang on. This is I think we got time. Yeah.
do you have an actual sound of it?
Oh, this is my favorite sound of all times right here.
Now, the one
That
that
right
was
there.
all right, wait a minute before you explain. You had one lid that was a lot deeper sound and a lot louder
Well, that
of
was
all the other.
this is not my sound. This is
Okay.
someone else's and they were pulling the lid off at first, and you hear it scraping as it comes off, and
Okay.
then it was pop, 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 pop. Uh,
When you hear the one that's a lot louder like that sound and it sounds different because that had a not a high pitch, it had like a deeper tone. What does that make a difference when you hear a
no,
different sound?
no, they
I
all
didn't know if
sound.
the lid didn't
None of
seal or if
them, no, all of them sounded the same to me. They were just tut, 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 and it was her setting the lid down over on the side is probably what you heard that you thought
okay.
was a pop.
Okay.
But yeah, it's that to me is one of the most beautiful sounds in all the world. When
Did
you
you close your eyes when it happens?
Oh no, no, I sit there and watch and try to guess which one it's going to be.
Oh,
Uh,
you sit there and guess which one's gonna pop up
Well,
first.
you can sit there and watch the top because it has a bump out, and you can sit there and watch it and go, and it'll just pop, pop, go in. And I'm telling you, it's one of the best feelings in the world. But that's not all I can. I did 19 of them.
Wait a minute. This was a holiday weekend.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
did more canning than just the flat beans. Flat
Yeah,
green beans.
I did 13 of the pole beans. I did 19 of the flat green beans, and I also did some purple hull peas.
Now I know what those are. Those things,
Oh,
man, they
yeah.
hurt. Man, those things are when they snap, they snap.
Well,
It's like
I did not. I got these that were already done. They were cleaned in a bag, ready to use.
you cheated. You paid
I did.
extra money. You paid
I
extra
did
money.
because I already had all these green beans that I was going to have to snap, and we snapped them Saturday morning. Got a set of jars in there. Turned around, and while them were going, we were snapping the other ones. But I'm gonna tell you, there was nothing more fun than sitting there talking with my father-in-law and my wife, and we had a little bit of music going on my phone over here behind us, and that was what that was a very
That was
awesome
priceless.
day. That was a priceless day.
That was priceless. It's those priceless moments that you can't put a value on.
Yep. All right, guys, we are fixing to run out to break, and we will be back right after this.
So you're outage proofing your freezer when you learn to can.
Back to the basics with Big Dave. Disclaimer: this is not a how-to. This is how he does things. Back to the basics with Big Dave.
That's right. That's right. Don't forget, this is not a how-to. If I want to reuse my lids, I'll reuse my lids. This is my kitchen, my rules, and don't forget it.
Health department, stay out of my kitchen.
That's right. My one of the things that I was going to talk about, Ken, is I talked about these pole beans and these flat green beans that I got.
Got me
And
hungry. Got me hungry.
One of the things that I wanted to say is, if you don't grow it, go to the farmer's market and get it. Because every time you either grow it or you go get it from the farmer's market, there's two things that's happening. Number one, you're putting money back into the economy.
Well, you're
which
putting
is-
it back in the local independent farmers.
And well, not only that, you're putting it into the local people's hands, and then you're also sticking it to the big corporations.
You always love that. You always love that.
But my thing is that, and that's one of the things I have right here. This is the sales for my local little grocery store that's right down the street from me.
Independent, your little independent store. Gotcha.
It probably has, let's see, it's got up here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 in this chain of grocery stores that I go to. And
do you mind mentioning who they are?
It's SAV MOR. SAV MOR.
Smart.
And
that's smart. You're shopping smart by saving more at Save More. Got it.
Well, and sometimes it's not the trying to save a lot of money. It's trying to. The difference is when I go to Wally World or whatever. Now the people that were shopping as a pleasure, number one, they have a lot of great buy one get one frees.
Mm-hmm.
They have
the BOGOs,
the BOGOs, because over here in the corner you can't see them, but last week they had sales on jars, and you bought one and you got one free. So I ended up going.
You're talking about cases. Gotcha.
Case of jars, and I ended up and went in there, and they had 2 left on the shelf. That was the wide mouth, and then 2 of the regular mouth. That's
How
a
many
regular
did,
amount.
did they have any left after you were there?
Yes, I only bought 4 cases. I didn't have a whole lot of money, or I would have bought every one of them they had. But I ended up buying one, getting one free, buying one, getting one free. And the only reason I was there and I was happened to be walking around looking at their sales because I was waiting to pick up some medicine. But my thing is that shopping these little bitty stores like Save More and stuff like that, when I walk in there and the difference between
Can I
there
input?
hang on just a second, hang on just a
Uh,
second. Between the difference between walking into my Save More, my little store down here, and walking into Walmart or where shopping is a pleasure, Publix, excuse me, the difference in the people, it's like they really care
You
to
got it.
have you
That's what I
there.
was going to say. They
Yeah,
appreciate your business.
they do. They really
The
appreciate you.
personal touch is felt.
I'm telling you, I,
That's exactly what I was going to say.
and I can walk.
Anytime you go into a mama and papa or a smaller company store, group of
Yeah.
stores, you feel like you're making a difference and they care about you coming in and they care about what you need and what you want. And they're
Well,
there to help you.
they are, and it's funny because I went back there and I'm starting to get to know the butchers there,
Oh,
and
they got a butcher
oh yeah,
on
they got
duty. Hey,
cookers.
that's huge. You don't get
Yeah,
that all the time.
well, at Walmart they pull it out frozen and put it on the shelf, but at over there at Save More, I can go back there and I can talk to the butcher and I ask them, like, there was a couple of times I needed some beef tallow and I needed some pork fat. And they were like, I don't have any today, but let's see, this is Monday. Come back Thursday and I'll have you a couple of pounds. Well, I went back Thursday and they remembered there it was with my name on it, you know, and
Well, they care about your bit. And hey, I love a butcher shop where you can go in and say, I want my steak this thick. I want my pork chops this thick.
right, right.
I want my sandwich meat cut this thick. And you
You
don't
know,
feel like it's an inconvenience. You feel like they want to do it for you.
well, the crazy thing is they don't have a deli there to be able to cut stuff up at this one. It's a smaller one. But I mean, and that's fine, but the butchers are super nice. They know what they're doing. They take time when they walk out and they see you standing there looking at something and they go, "Excuse me, sir, you finding everything okay?" Well, I don't mind paying a little bit more to go down there sometimes, but when they have sales, like, every week, they have sales that are going crazy. Like this one is the 8th, which was yesterday, through the 14th. They have sales and sales papers every week. And if you're not if you don't stock up and you want to stock up, like right here, they have, you can get, 2 for $3 of your, and now it's a store brand and it's called Best Choice.
Well,
And
I know that company.
yeah, well, Best Choice, they have it right here. You can get 2 of the dressings for $2. And
You
then they,
can't beat that. You can't beat that. That's a
no,
dollar a piece.
right. So you go in there and you spend $4. You got 4 of them, put 2 on the shelf and use the other 2 or whatever. They have the barbecue sauce all the time. Best Choice barbecue sauce is usually in here, and we love that barbecue sauce. It
No, I know. No, wait a minute. Talking about barbecue sauce. I know you well enough. Do you doctor it up no matter what kind you get? Do you doctor it up or do you just use it as it is?
this Best Choice, I use it as it is.
Okay.
And they have a honey and a hickory, and it's 2 for $3. So it's $1.50 a piece. And we'll go in there and I've probably got
That's
4 or
cheaper than
5.
Dollar General deals.
Right. I'll probably have 4 or 5 on the shelf out here in the garage because I have one of my grandsons that
That's
puts
addicted to it.
puts barbecue sauce on literally everything.
So he's
And
addicted to it. Yeah.
yeah, he's
Oh,
addicted to it. He's fixing to be his birthday's this month. So he'll be the big 4. And he loves it. He loves barbecue sauce. But I'm telling you, if you know, you can do these sales and you can really stock your pantry and your shelves.
very inexpensively. Yeah.
Yes,
If you're
between
just
that,
smart about it. If you're just smart about it.
right, between that and going to places like Dollar Tree. You know, Dollar Tree, they have, you know, their stuff might be a little bit smaller, but you can still get a good deal if you pay attention there. You know, there's different
Let me
ways to.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying that, going to say that there's, if you really pay attention to sales ads, even at Publix, the buy one, get one free. Go in there and that's all you buy is just the buy one, get one free. Well, if you were
Now,
going to go
wait a
in,
minute, wait a minute. Can we tell our listeners a secret about
what?
that? You don't have to buy 2 to get 1 free. You can buy 1 at half price. They just don't tell you.
Well, but
But
why
that's
not?
true. But I'm
But
just saying
it
that is
is,
a
it
true.
is. But to me, if I'm gonna go in there and say I was shopping and I needed,
I
I
agree
needed,
with you.
I needed 2 green beans, and I go in there and I buy me 1 can of green beans and the other one's free. I go ahead and buy it. Then I'm gonna eat 1 now and I'm gonna put 1 up.
I'm totally with you on that. All right. Now
I understand.
I have a question for you because you're talking about sales and sales ads. Are you into coupons and that sort of stuff? What is back to the basics, Big Dave's
Hey,
take on coupons and
I don't have a
going
problem
down
with
that route?
coupons. I don't have a coupon. I don't have a problem with coupons at all. In fact, if you look at the top of this sales ad, you can hit this little code right here and you can get digital coupons.
Okay.
And I ain't got a problem with digital coupons. Now, some of this you have to watch because it's limited 1 per customer. But hey, one
I
for
just
you,
figured you were one of those that was big into that too, because
one for you.
when it comes to, canning and saving and putting up, that's what my mother and my dad and my grandparents did. It was the green stamps and the coupons cutting out of the newspapers and out of the
Hey,
uh,
wait a minute,
Reader's
wait a minute, wait a
Digest
minute,
and all these things.
wait a minute. You're sitting here talking about green stamps. A lot of the kids that are listening to this are not going to even know about what green stamps are. All right, guys, we got to go out to break. We'll be back in just a minute.
Would you try to survive the apocalypse?
Is that not what we're doing now?
Back to the basics with Big Dave. Contact the show. Email bigdave3xl@gmail.com.
And welcome back to the Basics with Big Dave. Got Captain Ken with me.
Hey, that's some heavy funk for early in the morning, my friend.
That's all right. That's all right. Time to get up, get your coffee, get it going.
Or keep the night going on for the night before, if you're like me.
I go to bed
keep it
early
going.
and I get up. I go to bed early and I get up early, and I do that because I am old and old people get up early. It doesn't matter how late I stay up. For some weird reason, I can stay up 12, 1 o'clock. I'm still up by 6 or 6:30.
Well,
Eh,
I got you beat. I get up between 4 and 5:30 every day. Don't matter what time I go to bed.
well, and it's crazy how that works. But PSA, a PSA for everyone out there that's doing a lot of canning. You know, this is the harvest time of the year. Um, we are killing ourselves trying to put up for the winter. And I mean, as you can see, I have a lot here. I got a lot over here. I got a lot of green beans. I've got, oh, by the way, I'll tell you more about my tomatoes here in a minute. But first,
Yeah, I need that
watch,
update. I need
watch
the
out
update on the
for,
plan.
watch out, because this time of year, watch out for burnout. This
Wait a
time of
minute.
year,
What is burnout?
well, hang on. Let me finish. Watch out for burnout this time of year because you're trying to kill yourself by peeling tomatoes, doing corn, putting up and putting up and putting up jar after jar after jar. Be careful. Just don't get burned out on doing everything. Take a little time for yourself. Sit back every once in a while. Grab you a cup of coffee. Go sit out on the porch. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., you can go sit on the porch, or even if it's another time of the week, go sit out on the porch, turn on Back to the Basics, and you can find all of my podcasts at bigdavebasics.com, bigdavebasics.com, and just take a minute for yourself because this time of year, you are trying so hard because I know I do it to myself, you know, putting up all these jars this past weekend. I was having fun. I was spending time with the family, but if you don't watch it, you can get burnt out real quick. Get burnt out. But before I pulled my tomato plants out the other day, because I'm getting ready and I haven't decided what I'm going to plant next.
Wait a minute. How many tomatoes did you end up on those plants? Because
I had
it
12
had beat the
plants.
record.
I
Yeah.
had 12 plants and I ended up with 291 plants, tomatoes.
Now,
291,
what were they supposed to on the average produce?
between 160 and 180 for
So you
12
got about
plants.
a third. You got a little over a third more production.
Yeah, I
What
got a
what do you
lot more.
what do you think the reason was for that? What did you
The
do?
weather this year, I didn't do anything. Uh, I think, it was the weather this year. We had rain at the right time. Uh, we watered them for the first 2 or 3 weeks, and then after that, we only watered them here and there because we were having plenty enough rain that was coming in, and it was, I ain't lying, Ken. There was I don't know, if you talked to your dad, is he doing a lot of watering? I haven't had to.
He's only watered 2 days this year for the whole year. And that's what you just said was basically 2 days that you had to water. And
Yeah,
and y'all were in two different areas of the state.
yeah, he's
So,
a little bit
yeah,
norther, isn't he?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's more
so
toward Lookout Mountain way. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but I
Uh,
mean, the weather this year has been it was almost perfect. Uh,
now,
now,
can I ask you a little more questions on the tomato plants before you move on to what you're
yeah,
about to plant? When did you plant the tomato plants, and were they from
mm.
seed or were they already? Did you buy them from someone already
No,
partly up?
I went to the Home Depot and, and got them, and they were the 6 to 8 inch,
Yeah.
and got them. And every year I buy the Bonnie plant.
So when did you plant them? Do you know when or do you write that down? Do you keep up with that?
I didn't this year. And in fact, you remember I had a running total on how many jars that I had canned.
Yes.
I ended up quitting writing that down and went to counting tomatoes for some reason. And because me and my father-in-law I'd come in and he'd go in, well, I picked these today, and they'd be sitting on the table. We have in the dining room, we have a plastic table laid out, and we call it our harvest table. So every time we harvest something, we bring it in, set it out on that. Cause you'll pick some of your tomatoes when they're green, and you'll turn them upside down, put them on there. And, cause I think me and you talked about it before,
We did.
talking
Which
about
way
setting
it's
them on
best
the
to turn
rail.
them? Yeah, on the
Yeah, but
rail and all
we used
that.
to set
Yeah.
them on the rail outside. I would have put them on the back porch and the screened in back porch, but I have a problem with my dog
Uh-oh.
wanting to walk,
Okay.
no, he wants to walk through the screen. He doesn't see it, so he wants to walk through it, and then he knocks the screens off the track and all that stuff. So
Well, at least he's not getting the tomatoes and treating them like balls. It
no,
could be
no,
worse.
no, he's
You'd kill an animal that did that, wouldn't you?
no,
If they,
no, not my dog. Not my dog. My dog is my buddy. But yeah, he's real good. He doesn't mess with
now,
anything. But
now,
I would have put it out there, but we at one time the screen door was left open and there was a bird nest
uh-oh.
up in the top up there. And I told my father-in-law and I told my wife, I said, we got to do something about that bird's nest up there. And they were like, no, leave it alone. I said, okay, okay. Well, then we go outside and they're dive bombing us, trying to peck us every time we go out
Yeah,
there.
because they're protecting their eggs or their babies. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And we heard them squawking when they were born and all that, which is cool. And my grandkids got to see them. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, I was
That's more
afraid
of those things.
if I put the table out there, also the birds and all would have eaten them up, cause there were some that were on the vine that they were pecking and all that. So, I mean, it was a touch and go there for a while, but we had 291 tomatoes. Most of them were aroma tomatoes, which is great for doing my pasta sauce. And then I've already used some for making salsa. And then we had the big boys, and then I had the mammoth jalapenos. I think I got about 10 of them off the vine, off of it.
Now, what do you use those in?
My salsa.
Now wait a minute. You have mentioned the salsa 3 times in the last paragraph.
Yeah.
Tell me about your salsa, because I have heard stories about your salsa, but
Well-
I've never tried it.
Well, I don't make a very powerful salsa. And how about we do this? How about we go to break? And then when we come back, I'll finish up about the salsa. And we'll be back right after this.
It's just a reminder that you and I are adults, so go do your adult things today. Be mature.
Back to the basics with Big Dave.
Got the breeze blowing like mercy on tap. He turned my worries to worship, how about that? Used to feel stuck, now I'm free in the light. Like he flipped on a switch in the middle of night. Now I two-step through the trials, singing with a smile. Devil tried to haunt me, but I'm walking like a child of the king. Yeah, my joy ain't store-bought, it's built from the word and the wars that he fought.
And welcome back in to Back to the Basics with Big Dave. Got Captain Ken with me.
Now wait a minute.
And,
you tell me you say don't dance to this. This is awesome music, buddy.
Hang on. Because I don't want. Oh, hang on.
God been so good, got me testifying high.
Got my Bible in my hand and my soul feeling trouble.
Grace in my cup, this a back porch revival. Like, hey now.
Joy hit different in the shade.
Hey now.
Peace don't ever get played.
And that is that song, and my theme song is by Jason Marder. That is my son-in-law, and
he just took me to church, brother.
Well, he's done a bunch of different songs. He's over on Spotify. I'll have his link in the YouTube podcast. But I'm going to tell you, the crazy thing is that out of all the songs he has written and done, that one is just it's one of my favorites.
It's my favorite.
He's done my theme song. He's done that one, and I play it every week. I've got a couple of more that I'm fixing to probably introduce into.
Well, he did our theme song too with one of my other shows.
He's done 3 theme songs for 3 different shows. He's done that song, which is let's see, that's Back Porch Revival by Jason Marder, and
it is a revival. It will put you in that mode. And you told me don't dance to this, and you can't help it.
My favorite line in that thing is sipping on sweet tea. That he put sweet tea in there. He put the Bible in there. He's talking about God. That a lot of people, and if you,
what does that make you think of? Your grandmother and grandfather on the back porch.
This is what blows my mind. He's talking about the back porch. You got your feet up on the rail. You're talking about sweet tea. You're talking about the Bible. You're talking about God. And if you're listening to this podcast or you're listening to it on the radio, I hope you know I'm a believer. And if you're not a believer, give me a call. Let's talk. Number 2, if you don't like me talking about scriptures, the Bible, stuff like that, being moral, I'm sorry. There's a button down there. You can switch it. You can go somewhere else. But I'm big on my beliefs. It's hard for me not to be.
Well, can I throw something in? Everything you do, even the show and what it's about, everything that comes out of your mouth is a ministry.
It is. And if you have to watch, and there's a lot of times I have to watch, I try to make this show where where if you're riding down the road and you have your grandkids in the back seat, I don't want them to be asking you questions about something that I said that was disrespectful to you or disrespectful to Christ. So I mean, I said it.
Well, it's just like my philosophy, and that they say dead air is the worst thing in broadcast, and you and me both agree that dead air or whatever we say on air, we believe that's what we're meant to say, and we don't want to get in the way of other stuff.
I'm sorry. I don't know what just happened there. My phone went off. That's the devil trying to get us. But
Hey, it was.
but
Hey,
go,
I'm gonna re-say it. Dead air is a no-no in broadcasting, but we both believe if it happens or mistakes or things like you said, they're meant to happen because something else. We don't want to get in the way of something else God's doing somewhere else.
well,
And we
and
believe in what we say, and what we're doing is what we're meant to say and do.
I
We
really
don't put our
believe that.
personal in it. I do too.
I really believe that. As the
Well,
majority of
us
the
being
people,
on air, us doing this show is a great example of it.
well, I mean, a lot of people know I work for a radio station in Birmingham, Alabama. If you're not from Birmingham, and this will be playing on the radio before it goes to my podcast and YouTube and all that place. But I work for a Christian radio station in Birmingham, Alabama.
And we're
Uh,
proud of it. We're proud to be here.
101.1 WXJC. I call it the preaching and teaching station because,
And 8:50 a.m., my friend.
yeah, I mean, we are a 150,000 watt blowtorch, and but I enjoy what I do. Uh, I probably could have went a lot of other places and made a lot more money, but I feel like that this is where he led me to be, and this is where I'm at, and this is what I'm doing. So I'm, I'm not
You're
like
making
I
a
said.
difference. You're making a difference in a
I
big
hope
way.
so. I hope
You
so.
are.
One day I'll find out when I get to heaven, to see other people there. But I got to get back to this.
Now, wait a minute. You had said if someone wanted to reach out to you, if they wasn't a believer, give them that link to reach out to you. Because I
It's Big
sidetracked
Dave,
you for a minute. I
Big
sidetracked you, and
Big
I'm
Dave
sorry.
3XL, Big Dave 3XL at gmail.com, Big Dave 3XL at gmail.com. Or you can find whatever you need to find at
Or they can text
Big
you
Dave.
even. Yeah.
Well, uh they can find everything that they need to find out about me, how to get in touch with me, how to see other shows, how to see my TikToks, how to see my YouTube channel, how to see the podcast. Everything is at bigdavebasics.com. Big Dave Basics, that's with an S, bigdavebasics.com. Uh, but it's one of these.
I'm glad you're able to do the show. And you
Well,
deserve to be able to do it, my friend.
well, and the crazy thing is, Ken, is that it's a
Do you
lot of
mind
work.
telling them the
It's
path?
it's a lot of work to do this show. Uh, I'm having to get interviews, or get Ken to come on here. And if y'all don't know, Ken is the one that kicked me in the butt to start me to do this show.
No,
Uh,
I didn't. I just
well,
said
yeah, you did.
you were wasting your talent, and God had a plan for you.
Well,
That's all I told you.
but the crazy thing is that God brought you in to kick me in the butt to get me back going, because I had stopped for a while, for about 3 or 4 months, and I mean, just to be honest, I was in a little bit of depression. This was
You needed something to focus on other than family. And that's
well,
what this was. And
it
that's
was
what this was.
family, and then I went through cancer myself and all of that, and I'm gonna tell you, I
Well, he
think
meant for you to
this
do
sh
this.
I
He
think this
meant for you to do it.
show I think this show really helped me.
Well, it
Um,
saved you, my friend. It brought
I
your
think
health back. It
I
did.
think it I think it really helped me to get through some of the dark days and the dark times that I was having especially going through cancer. A lot of people don't know. And I found out about my cancer sitting in my camper all by myself. And that's a hard thing to hear from a doctor, which I told the doctor since. I said, Doc, I said, you need to tell people or ask people, are they alone? Especially when you're fixing to give them some bad news. And I was alone. And
so he needs to work on his bedside
no,
manners.
it was a her. And she goes, you were alone when I called you? And I said, yes, ma'am. I was alone when you called me, and I, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And all I could do is call my wife and tell her, and then I started bawling. I mean, it was like, and she goes, you want me to come home? And the reason she wasn't home is because she was staying with my father-in-law that had just lost his wife, my wife's mother. And she was spending half her time at his house and half her time at our house. And I just happened to
here for you, man.
I just happened to, it happened to be on the end of the week when I got the call that she was here with my father-in-law, and the doctor said, hey, you got a minute? And I said, yeah. And then she just said, she literally just came out after I said, she said, do I have a minute? She came out and said, oh, well, looking at your biopsies and all, you got cancer. And I'm like, and she kept talking and kept talking and kept talking.
And you don't know what she said.
And I have no idea what she said, because as soon as she said, you have cancer,
that's all you
out. I was done. And she goes, all right, we'll get back in touch with you here in a week or so, and we'll start setting up what we need to do. And she said, all right, thank you, Mr. Richardson, bye. And I'm like, and I was just, I was freaking out. But guys, this segment right here, I didn't mean for it to turn into this. We're fixing to have to go out.
Hey, Big Dave, we both know we do what God puts in our hearts.
Yes, we do.
So don't apologize.
Well, I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying that this was not intended. We were going to come back and talk about my salsa, but that's okay.
You'll put it up on the blog, right?
We'll see about that. But I want to thank
you, God,
for
taking control today.
Well, I want to thank everybody for listening, and thank you for being here with us. And we'll see y'all next week, and y'all have a safe week, and we're gone.
2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Don't be scared, be prepared.